What will happen when a stray cat enters the hospital and asks for help from a doctor? Initially unnoticed, when someone spots her carrying something in her mouth, everyone is startled, quickly calling for medical assistance. The story begins on an ordinary day in a bustling hospital in Istanbul. The emergency room was alive with the typical hustle and bustle, like a beehive of activity. Nurses scurried around, doctors exchanged quick words, and the air was thick with a sense of urgency. Amidst this organized chaos, an unusual sight caught everyone's attention. It wasn't another patient or a medical professional, but a four-legged visitor. A stray cat boldly strolled into the emergency room as if she belonged there. The medical team paused, exchanging surprised glances. The cat, seemingly unbothered by the unfamiliar environment, walked with a grave grace, as if she knew exactly where she was going. Onlookers couldn't help but smile at the unexpected guest, especially when they recognized what she was holding in her mouth, a tiny, motionless kitten. The cat stopped in the middle of the waiting room, sat down, and gently placed her baby on the floor. Then, she started meowing loudly, following doctors and nurses with her eyes, as if pleading for help. They all seemed too busy to notice, and simply walked around her. Some even tried to shoo her away, concerned about infections stray animals might carry. But the cat swiftly dodged them, her cries growing louder and more desperate. "How smart," someone whispered, recognizing her intent. They didn't know her yet, but one thing was clear. This cat, Nairobi, was intelligent. However, Nairobi's life was never the same again. Once, she lived in a cozy home filled with love and treats. But when her human parents decided to live apart, everything changed. She found herself abandoned, with no home or anyone to care for her. Lost and afraid, Nairobi roamed the bustling streets of Istanbul, pregnant and alone. Life was harsh on the streets, especially with her belly growing. Competition for food among the city's many stray cats was fierce. Though some kind-hearted people in Istanbul left food out for strays, Nairobi struggled to find enough to eat. Her journey was tough, but she never gave up hope of finding a better life. Day after day, she searched for a quieter place with less competition. Finally, she found a spot near a hospital where she could hope for some comfort. It was here that Nairobi's story took an unexpected turn. But before we go into more depth, if so, don't forget to subscribe. And we are aiming for 1,000 plus likes on this video, so be sure to like it. Let's continue the story. One sunny day, Nairobi went into labor behind the hospital. She gave birth to 3 tiny kittens, but one of them was very small and seemed sickly. Despite her best efforts, she knew her baby needed more help than she could provide. In a surprising display of intelligence, Nairobi gently picked up her fragile kitten in her mouth and began walking towards the hospital. She had seen humans there before, some arriving sick and leaving healthier. Maybe they could help her little one too. As Nairobi approached, the automatic doors swung open and she confidently entered, cradling her newborn. The hospital staff paused in awe at the sight of a cat venturing into their world, seeking aid for her newborn. For a moment, her situation seemed hopeless. Then, 2 kind nurses approached. One gently stroked Nairobi's back, while the other checked the kitten's health. Nairobi responded with a soft purr, as if thanking them. Recognizing the urgency, the nurses moved Nairobi and her kitten to a quieter spot. A curious doctor offered assistance. After examining the kitten, he determined it needed warm milk, antibiotics, and a bath. Carefully, he lifted the tiny kitten, with Nairobi close behind. Nairobi patiently observed as the medical team worked, placing her trust in these humans for her precious baby. The kitten showed improvement under their care, and Nairobi gladly accepted the food and milk offered to her. Seeing that the kitten needed more care, the hospital staff decided to send Nairobi and her babies to a veterinarian. Before leaving, Nairobi rushed outside and returned with her 2 healthier kittens. The vets conducted thorough checkups, finding the smallest kitten simply needed better nutrition. Days passed, and the tiny kitten began to thrive, thanks to the nutritious food and care provided. Nairobi and her kittens were given a clean bill of health. When it was time to leave, Nairobi showed her gratitude in a heartwarming gesture. She walked around each hospital employee, rubbing against them as if to say thank you. The story of Nairobi's hospital visit spread like wildfire across social media. A user named Leo quickly shared it on Twitter, capturing the hearts of people around the world. The photos of the medical team comforting Nairobi and her kitten went viral, reminding everyone of the special bond between humans and animals. Nairobi's tale isn't just about a cat seeking help, it's a story of kindness and connection. In a world often filled with challenges, it showed a moment of beauty and empathy. So, what are your thoughts about this heart-touching story? How would you react if you saw a cat enter a hospital and ask for help? Do you think countries should do more for their strays? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our new animal stories. Your support means the world to us.